Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Today, we are talking about scalability. You can shrink that down a little bit. I am your host, Corey Myers, and our pal, Robert, doesn't seem to be joining us once more. He's had the crud, so we're just going to soldier on without him. Today's talk about scalability is brought to you by our new 8-week business growth intensive that we have 9 days left of this one-time offer. And we want you guys to take advantage of the free strategy calls that are coming along with this. So get into a strategy call and sign up, get a strategy call for your business, and we will talk strategy. And then, if you're a good fit, we'll talk about this 8-week business growth intensive. Sound good? I know it does. It sounds amazing. I'm excited. Robert's excited. Our team of moderators in the Level Up Business Mastery group are excited. Everybody's excited. This is not a drill. We are actually launching this, and it's, we're doing some masterminding, we're doing some one-on-one stuff, we're doing some online learning, we're following up. It's not just an 8-week course, it's a 12-month membership afterwards. So we've got masterminds afterwards, not as structured, but I think it's going to be a good time. I'm going to keep that up. I think I'm going to just keep that up in the corner. I wish I could put it up in the corner. I can put me down in the corner. We can do that. But let's just do that. I think that's as small as we can get it. And I'll just keep it up. Since we don't have anybody to talk to, I would really, really appreciate if you would drop a comment. Drop a comment in the comments section. If you're on Facebook, make sure to go to StreamYard.com/Facebook and sign up. Make sure that you're registered so that I can see your pretty face when you comment and I can throw it on the screen. And it will look like this. We got our little StreamYard duck there. I wish I could do a mimic of that. Maybe I can. We'll see. But in all, go ahead and sign up for a free, absolutely free, and there's no obligation afterwards. I mean, you can say, hey, look, I'm not looking to get into this 8-week growth intensive thing. I just want a free strategy session. But I would say, if you seem like a good fit for growth, we're going to offer it to you. We're going to make sure that you get an opportunity to, here we go. So let's do this. This is Robert Lyon says on his YouTube channel. There's the link. There's the link right there. Go to that link. Sign up for a free strategy session. What do y'all think? Y'all think we should just get started and teach you how to scale your business, or all of the details around scaling a business? Sometimes people don't know how to scale their business, and that's fine. That's absolutely fine. I know lots of people that went into business just to have the one business unit, and that's it. That's all they really want, is that one business unit, and they don't really want to get much bigger than that. They want to stay in their hometown. They want to provide pies and good lunch sandwiches to local patrons, and that's it. That's all they want to do. That's absolutely fine. But if you want to scale, I suggest the first step is that you get educated on scaling, right? First logical step. I think for anything, get educated on the thing that you want to do. And by doing so, this is a good education starter. This is a great place to start your education on scaling if you have absolute zero. I have actually scoured. I wanted to see what was out there. And I do this for each one of our subjects just because maybe I'm forgetting something that I need to tell you, right? So I scour the internet, and we find lots of things that say scale your business, scale. You're growing, but are you scaling? And we have lots of blog posts on this. But I'm going to tell you right now, the first page of Google, say ways to scale. What are the ways to scale my business? First page of Google, and I think I put scaling a small business. I think I did 2 searches. And this is going to be way more comprehensive than anything you're going to find on the first page of Google. And you know that the second page of Google is trash. We never visit. Who visits the second page of Google? Well, I do. And guess what? I'll tell you this. It's also better than the second page of Google and the first page of Google combined. I literally opened up all of the tabs. And this is going to be a great education for you. If you're looking to scale, we're going to have to SEO tag this video so that we can push it out on the top of Google, because this is the only thing that's going to give you the information that we're going to give you today. Is the only place. Now, we did grab some things from some random places because we were like, yeah, I forgot. That's a good point. But get educated. So this is a great place to start. And what we want to do is grab a book on scaling, grab anything. I mean, obviously, Google's not going to help you too much. So grab a book, figure out the things, and think about these questions that we're about to ask you today. All right. First question, are your systems and processes documented properly? That's a huge one. If your systems are not documented properly, then that could lead to all kinds of problems, especially if you scale to a new business unit. If you scale to a new business unit and your systems and processes aren't documented to the absolute max, like, hey, in this case, I want you to do this. But if this is the case, I want you to do this. You need to document that, because guess what? Here's what happens is these small fast food restaurant chains start up, and then their chain over in North Chicago says, let's add a menu item, and we're just going to print it out and stick it to the wall. Hey, we've got cheesy tots now. Cheesy tots. Get your cheesy tots. We went and bought some frozen tater tots from Sam's Club or Costco. And now we're going to we already have cheese. We just didn't have tots. We've got tots and cheesy tots now on our menu. And then when you go as the manager, you're going to say, what the hell is this? This doesn't fit within our menu. What are you doing? Well, we already had the fryer. We already had the cheese. We already had this. So we thought sticking a piece of paper with some Scotch tape to the wall would look really great, and our customers would love it. So make sure your systems and processes are documented properly. One of the most documented properly, amazing, whether you like to eat their food or not, one of the most amazing businesses that I've ever been into and explored was Five Guys Burgers and Fries. And the reason that it's so amazing is I can literally go into any Five Guys and I can say, hey, let me see your book of cards. I can flip through. They've got a little flip book. It's laminated and it's got a little ring. And every single one of these chain restaurants has this book. And I can go through and say, okay, well, you've got this. So there's rules on how many bags of potatoes you have to have out front. There's rules on how many buckets of peanut oil you have to have sitting underneath the fry station. And they all have to be handles facing out. And it's so amazing. Like, you want to talk standardization? Five Guys Burgers and Fries has got it down. They got it down better than McDonald's. Everything they do when it comes to like arranging their store and making it look good, it's exactly the same. You have to use this shade of red for your tile. Well, where do you get that? You get that from a special company that the owner's wife's brother owns. Probably. I don't know. Just making stuff up now. But get your systems and processes documented in order. If they're not in order, then someone's going to just go off the rails and go off the plan, right? All right. Let's stop beating that dead horse, because we can talk systems and processes all day, because it's me we're talking to. Evaluate your supply chain. Evaluate your supply chain. That's a huge one. If you are looking to scale, one of the biggest bottlenecks that you can possibly have when you're scaling is your supply chain. Who is supplying you with the raw materials to get your job done? Is it Cisco Foods? Is it Costco? Is it whatever? Hey, I know that, Lubbock, Texas has one Costco within 400 miles. I don't know. Did they put a Costco in Amarillo? Let me know in the comments. Somebody knows if they've got a Costco in Amarillo. But anyway, it's the only Costco. So if that's what you're relying on getting your food for your food truck or getting your food for your restaurant at Costco, and they run out of something, now you got to go to Walmart. Now hey, maybe you should have a Sam's Club and a Costco card, because that's the only Costco. Now, here in Austin, Texas, if this Costco runs out of something, I just run up the street. It'll take me a while. It's a little far, but I can go to another Costco within relatively short distances, right? I can go to another HEB. If that's where we're getting it, is a retail grocery store, then that's where we're getting it. But look at your supply chain. Let's stop talking about restaurants. Let's talk about metal. We had a huge supply chain issue with China. If you are a computer manufacturer, hey, I get an Asus motherboard, and I get these kind of cases and this kind of chipset and these kind of RAM. Get some Kingston RAM, or I get some, I get Barracuda. I got the what is it called? Seagate Barracuda M.2 drives. I don't know. I'm just throwing out computer parts, right? But we had a chip shortage, right? So if that's your business, is I build computer systems for schools, and we put down, we build computer labs for schools. And what we do is we build basically computer gaming machines so that they can do anything they want in that school lab, like 3D design or whatever. We can build those computers. But as soon as we have a chip shortage, now we've got a backlog of customers because we sold too much and we don't have the inventory because we never got the raw materials because China decided, or LA decided not to take the shipping containers and things like whatever was going on over there. I don't know. So make sure you evaluate your supply chain and make sure that it's properly going to staff your inventory with raw materials. Make sure that your supply chain is going to be free flowing. Make sure you've got a couple of different things, different options for your supply chain. I know when I order t-shirts, I've got a couple of different options. We've got some veteran-owned businesses that I absolutely love to order t-shirts from. We've got some other supply chains. Hey, we do embroidery on something. I'm not going to go to my t-shirt guy. I'm going to go through my embroidery person. Well, if I need 100 versus I need 2, there's 2 different companies for those supplies. So any type of supply chain, make sure you monitor that. Make sure that you've got a good supply chain. You've got a good relationship with whoever is giving you those supplies, and so on and so forth. That goes the same with your distribution channel. So if you're distributing something, if you're distributing something and you have your distribution channels lined up, make sure that you've got a way to get something to your client. I know we had recently, we've got a small business here in Austin, and we were trying to get something from North Austin down to South Austin to me, which is inconvenient. I need to stop doing that and just start ignoring South Austin. I need to move up north. But the point of the story is they go through Grubhub, but the problem is I can't order their stuff through Grubhub. It was a chocolate thing, and so I can't order their stuff through Grubhub because Grubhub says too far. I'm not even going to put it on your menu on your phone. It's not even going to show you that. You can't even search for it. It limits that, which is something that I didn't know would happen. But they were able to just deliver it. Now, I was actually live when they delivered it, and so I wasn't able to answer the door and see them. So I felt really rude because they delivered it all the way to South Austin. How nice. Charged me a little bit for delivery fee, but it wasn't much. And I think they had some other deliveries maybe to go do. But shout out to Sinful Sweets for making that happen. We had to look at their distribution channel. Okay. So make sure that your distribution channels are lined up. Make sure your supply chain is lined up. Those are huge, huge, huge when you want to expand and when you want to scale your business. Okay. Business unit replication is a method of scalability. So if you can say, hey, could I take this business unit, this brick and mortar, and replicate that over in a different area? I know, what is it, Carlson Law Firm or whatever? They've got like franchises of law firms everywhere. They've got literally, they have lawyers that work on things, but they're, Texas State Bar, and they just have everything around. Now, I like them. They do a lot of charity work. They are big. They're allowed to do charity. We talked a little bit about using that money as leverage yesterday. And so they are pretty big. So they're able to do a lot for charity, do a lot for the communities that they are in. But, just keep in mind that they at some point said, man, we need more coffee this morning, I think. We need some more Tierras Planas Roasters coffee. Now, Carrie's not going to show up on this podcast, too far away. Or will he? The business unit replication, at some point they had to say, we need more offices to take in more clients to grow. And that scaled them. That's one of the things we're going to be doing is delegating out. But they did it in a brick and mortar type of way to have those offices. Right? Think about, speaking of Tierras Planas Roasters, one of the things that they did, which I think is fantastic, is they started selling tea. Lots of people like coffee. Lots of people like tea. If you like coffee, you might like tea. Have you tried tea? Tea's pretty good. And so he started selling some tea leaves and stuff like that. So he has a distributor, and he can sell that tea. So he can sell that to the businesses, the coffee shops that he sells his coffee to as a secondary wholesale item. You can also sell that retail, online, and things like that. So I think that was a very smart move, because what he did is he said, what are my customers buying, and why are they not buying it from me? My customers are coffee shops. What are they buying? Now, the next logical step is for Carrie to vertically integrate into a dairy farm. I'm only half joking. If he got that dairy farm going, then he could sell cream. If he got a sugarcane farm, ranch, I don't know, orchard. What do you call a sugarcane? Plantation. Got a sugarcane going. Then you could do sugar and cream. And then you could sell it with your coffee and tea. And you could just be a one-stop shop. He's already got some K-cups going too. You got K-cups. What are my clients not buying from me? Well, the people with Keurigs, they're not buying the K-cups because I don't sell the K-cups yet. So we got K-cups going. I don't know how that's going. What are some other products that your clients are not buying? And this is the clients that are already buying from you. Think about what they're already buying from you. Or think about the people that are already buying from you. And those people that are already buying from you, they're very predisposed to say yes when you offer something new, especially if it falls within that core competency. Coffee, tea, core competency. Boom. That all works out. Now, eventually, carry over at Tierras Planas can start buying his own fresh tea, drying it out, doing the thing, doing the manufacturing somewhere if he wanted to. Right now, he's buying from a distributor and he's distributing someone else's product, which is perfectly fine because he wants to focus on his extremely great coffee roasts. Can I plug him anymore? Let's stop, though. I love him to death. He's a great man. Next, let's think about this. What would you do with 10 times the amount of customers? We're cruising today. We are cruising today through these banners. What would you do if tomorrow you got 10 times the amount of customers? Could you handle it? How would you handle it? Let's go back to the money conversation. How, as opposed to I can't handle that, how would you handle it? What would happen if you had 10 times the amount of customers tomorrow? What are the physical attributes of how that would look like? 10 times the amount of clients. Think about scaling that. Guys, if you're watching, comment. Make sure that I know where you're watching from. Ask questions. We're zooming through some banners today, so please ask questions and I will answer them live. And then, we're going to air this again tonight at 5 p.m. and again this weekend. So if you ask a question, maybe someone that sees it later will have had that same question and we can get that answered. Whereas if you don't ever ask, I might not address that question, give that answer. Butterfly effect, man. Butterfly effect. Help somebody else's business by asking your business question. 10 times the customers. How is that going to look like? So what would have to happen in your business for you to take 10 times the amount of customers? Now, right now, for my business, I can only take so many one-on-one clients because guess what? I'm only one person. I've only got 2 sets of hands. I have to sleep at some point, unfortunately. Not my favorite thing. Or is it? I actually do like sleep. So I'm going to say it's one of my favorite things. I like to sleep. I like to be lazy sometimes and just sleep in. So I can only handle so many one-on-one clients. I know my limit. But if I had 100 clients walk through the door tomorrow, I know exactly how I would handle them. I would say, hey, look, I can help you. And here's how. We're going to go put you in the inner circle. You're going to get all kinds of great online learning and community engagement. We're going to be able to do masterminds with you. We can maybe do some group training. But if you want me one-on-one, Fly is back. If you want me one-on-one, we have a Fly in the office today. His name is Tom. I will squish him. If you want me one-on-one, I simply can only handle so many. So that's why we're doing 8 people, 8 business owners for 8 weeks. And then we're going to make sure that those 8 people have a powerful time. We make some movement. We move the needle in their business. That is the number one goal. So if you have 10 times the amount of customers, walk through your brick and mortar store. Man, are you going to have enough inventory? How many sales are you going to miss out because you couldn't handle it? That's fine if you sell out of things, I guess, because you're not losing. I mean, in a way, your opportunity cost is gone. You're losing that, but you're not losing money. That's a good problem to have. So think about that. That is a scenario that you need to think about. How would I handle 10 times the amount of customers? I would need bigger inventory to handle that, right? So if I had 2 stores and both of them were operating fairly well, I need that inventory. I need that supply chain to be able to take care of me, right? So think about that. What would it look like to serve a new customer group? Now, this was done very, very well, I believe, with someone that asked me to do a logo, and then we never end up making a deal. But I liked their business model anyway. So I ordered some beef jerky from them just because I wanted to taste their beef jerky, and it was good. And I should order some more soon. Actually, I might do that this weekend. We're gonna, I'm a beef jerky kind of person. I like it every once in a while. So what they did is they have 3 customer segments. One was Jerk My Beef. It's an online store that it's their online retail. They have that customer that thinks Jerk My Beef is hilarious. This guy. And then they have another company, and I'm blanking on the name, but they have another company name, same beef jerky, same packaging, different label, exact same process of manufacturing and distribution. However, or I guess their distribution, their supply chain is the same. Their distribution is a little different. It's got a different customer group, a new customer group. And that customer group is charity organizations. If your Boy Scout troop wants to, or Girl Scout troop wants to sell beef jerky for a fundraiser, or your 4th grade kindergarten class, or fourth grade class, again, I need more coffee. Things are happening. Your 4th grade class wants to do a fundraiser for Mrs. Johnson's class, then they can do that Jerk My Beef, but it's a different brand. A little bit softer. It's something with the angels, maybe. I can't recall. And then they wanted the 3rd brand. They wanted to put that, and I can't recall what that's called either, or what they wanted to call that. But they wanted to put that in HEB. Well, they can't call it Jerk My Beef. And they can't call it Angel whatever. They've got to come up with an Austin-style brand, put it in the HEBs around town. So they needed a brand that was going to carry that beef jerky in a package and sell on the shelves of HEB. Which, if you're not from Texas area, South area, HEB is a grocery store chain based in Texas, and they're pretty good. I like them. And, he would be able to package that, put that maybe eventually, if they scaled up, right? Put that into Walmart, put that into Target, put that into whatever. They could create a brand that would go there. Another company that does branding that's fantastic is Gutter Glove. Gutter Glove has a different brand of products. It's the exact same product, exact same technology, but they sell it in Lowe's, Home Depot, Amazon. What is the one up north that's got, it's green in nature? It's an outdoor store, or like a handy store. I can't recall that either. Whatever. Green. Then they have wholesale through people that install gutters on houses. So if you have a whole, they can distribute that as well. They have different brands. They have a family of brands that take this same technology and use it. And it's the same. It's the same thing. Probably exact same packaging, just a different label on the package. I would venture to bet. But yeah, you're going to use your blues with the Walmart. You're going to use your oranges with Home Depot. Walmart, Lowe's, little different blue set. And then you're going to do Amazon is going to be your yellow and blue, I believe is what they were going for that. So they have a lot of brands for their thing. So figure out how you can get a new customer segment by doing the exact same thing that you're already doing. That is a surefire way to scale. One of the a great example of me doing this, the fidget stuff, fidgetbomb.com. I sold these things for like 5 months. I looked on LinkedIn. 5 months is all I sold these things for. I sold, hundreds of thousands of units. And I was buying tens of thousands of each color of these, and tens of thousands of each color of these, and shape of these spinners. And what I realized is that kids weren't the only ones buying them. They were a huge market, but also elderly with dementia patients, elderly homes, and with dementia and Alzheimer's patients, because it helped with tactile response. And so they could, the people could do that. And it also helped with people with, what do you call it? Arthritis, because they can push down and exercise these joints a little bit. So there's a little bit of that, a little bit of this, and you find a new customer group for your toy, for your widget, for your gadget, for your food. Maybe you sell Indian food. Let's sell Indian food to white people. It's a new customer group, right? So how do we make that, how do we whitewash it, as they call it, right? For this new customer group. Not to say that you should. However, make it more palatable for a new customer group. Sometimes you change your branding and your look, because it's business. There's no rules. Licensing. Here's a huge one. If you invented something or you make something and you put that value into something, maybe you could license it out. A huge part of my business, secret time. Hey, secret time. Should we whisper this? Should we whisper the secret time? So a huge part of my business is white labeling my consulting services for other consulting agencies. There. Now you know. Don't tell anybody. My one watcher, my one viewer. Don't tell anybody. It's amazing. It's amazing. Oh, we don't want that one. We want that one. I white label. I license my knowledge out to other people. I've got an appointment set, I think next week or the week after, with someone that wants to white label and says, "Hey, I've got several clients. I need an extra set of hands, and you seem to know what you're doing. Let's talk." Okay, let's talk. I'm absolutely fine with someone else bringing me clients. Let's be real honest. So I license my stuff. I bring people into my mind and get them up to speed pretty quick. But if you have something that you invented, you can license that stuff out. If you have software as a service, you can license that stuff out. I know that there's a company out of Lubbock, Texas, and they make your e-commerce platform faster when you have lots and lots of items. So you can actually take a database of things and it'll upload everything to your e-commerce website with extreme speed. They could license that technology out to some other company, like they could just change a little bit here, there, blah blah blah, whatever. But they could change a couple of things and make it so that everything's lightning fast. And for AutoZone, they could license it to AutoZone, probably make a killing. They could license it to Walmart. Make sure that their stock is up to date with their website. With precision. In fact, that's probably what needs to happen. Chasing this other stuff. Who knows? License it out. Get that money from licensing. Get those royalties. And move on with your life. No, don't move on. But you can license that out and then also retain ownership so that you can still use it. Fantastic. Get your strategy right. Oh, let's go back to licensing. What do you think Disney does? You think they make all of those plush toys and plastic things? They get someone else to make it and they license those t-shirt designs out. Hey, I'm gonna do license. One of the things I'm looking at getting some licensing for some things I'm about to make on a side hustle. I don't really have side hustles. I have full-fledged businesses, but for right now, it's a side hustle. Get your strategy right. This is so important. Make sure you're planning your scalability strategy correctly. And I guess this, I struggled putting this in because you could say this about anything. Get your business strategy right. Right? Yeah, duh. Get your strategy right. So what I would say, this is very important because I see a lot of places expand to that second location, that third location, and then they withdraw back into their first location. There was a company out of Lubbock, Texas, again, that I know. I don't believe, I think I had a dream about them. I don't believe they still exist. The old man died, and I don't know who took over, but they had expanded into some New York and Los Angeles or San Diego or something. And so they were kind of a fashion company, and they expanded, and then they had to withdraw because their strategy was not right. They didn't have the right strategy in place. And one of those strategic faux pas was hiring family, I think, was the big it's what the old man blamed for the failure. I don't know if that was true or not, but he was like, hey, look, we're going to just shut these down. You're not doing it right. Bye. And I used to go in there and just have conversations with this guy. I'd buy a shirt or something. We would just talk for an hour. He probably was like, let me get to another customer. But there was nobody in there. He only had eyes for me. So it was good. It was good. I learned a lot about business from him. Learned a lot of business from my grandfather. You got to go listen to some mentors every once in a while. But get your strategy right. One of the ways that you can get your strategy right is by getting on board with Robert or I and slash and I, and we will get your strategy right. If you do a free strategy call with us, I think your scalability strategy, we can maybe touch on that during that strategy call. We probably won't. I won't say that we'll get it absolutely right that first call, because it does take a lot of energy and a lot of thinking and planning to get it right. But once you get it right, once you have a mentor, once you have a consultant or an advisor that can help you out with your scalability, you'll be tremendously better off. I've had so many companies come to me after they've scaled and then they're withdrawing. They, oh, we messed up. And I'm like, yeah, you did. Here's what you did wrong. Do it better next time. See ya. Some clients I've worked with and some clients I've said, you're going to make decisions like that, I don't really want you as a client. Sorry, right? So it's a really big turnoff for me to see that you're willing to just go hop on the good idea bus. If you're willing to just hop on the good idea bus, probably not a great candidate for a one-on-one client with me. We want to think about strategy. We want to put it together. We want to be intentional. One of the last bullet points that I've got here is online versus brick and mortar. If you have a brick and mortar store, can you take whatever you're selling and sell it online? With restaurants, this has become easier by selling things on Uber Eats, Grubhub, and the like. This has become a lot easier for restaurants to do that. And that's really fantastic. If you manufacture stuffed animals, a great place would be online. Sell it to somewhere in Delaware or California or Missouri, Atlanta, Georgia, wherever you're not, you can reach that by shipping a stuffed animal. You can probably even vacuum seal that thing and then ship it through the mail. Smaller packaging. What do you think about that? How can you get your thing online? And if it's only online, I don't necessarily recommend this, but it could be a good idea. We'll dip our toe into that idea, but going from online to brick and mortar. Going from a food truck to a brick and mortar. How can you get your business in front of more people and be more consistent with them? There's all kinds of ideas. You can float all kinds of ideas. Online versus brick and mortar. Guess what? What if, and this is not a novel idea. I'm not making this up. What if you took your website and you made another website and it looks similar, but it's a completely different brand, and you marketed to a different customer group? Just a thought. Think about what you are selling, how you're selling it, split that, sell it to a new customer group, brand it that way. You can try out branding with advertising, different colors. I know that certain demographics want certain things. If you're a stay-at-home mother, you're going to want different things than if you're a CEO. You're going to look at things differently. You're going to see colors a little bit differently. You're going to be welcomed by big red, orange, blue, and yellow, big primary colors. Who uses orange and blue? How tacky. Look at Tide bottle over here. Anyway, think about that. Think about how you can take your online and duplicate that. And your brick and mortar, make a new business unit. That's easy. So think about things outside the box. How can you duplicate or replicate your business model in a different marketing channel? And last but not least, and we'll go over some benefits of scaling, but scaling requires a solid brand. If you don't have a solid brand, you're not going to scale. One of the reasons I say that is because when you go from personal touch to I'm going to provide something for you and you're never going to meet me, you're never going to learn Corey Myers' story. I need to have a solid brand behind that tells the story to them and helps them to understand what they're buying. I have a really great story behind this, but I've also met the owner. This guy's a genius when it comes to plant breeding and doing PhDs and all whatever, blah, blah, blah. I don't even know how many certifications this guy's got. And he would travel the world. Let me tell you this guy's story because it's helpful to understand his brain. He would travel the world. Then when he'd come back, he would have Folgers at the office. He was like, I just got back from Costa Rica. We had great coffee. I just got back from Africa. We had fantastic coffee. I just got back from wherever. We had fantastic coffee. And now we're drinking some generic off-the-shelf manufactured stuff. So what did he do? He started small batch roasting. People in the office were like, oh, this is really good. Then he said, oh, I'm going to scale this up. I'm going to buy a bigger roaster and a bigger roaster and a bigger roaster. And he finally was like, I'm going to make this into a side hustle business. So he had his main job and his wife had a main job, or still has a main job. And he started down that path of like, let's start manufacturing this and we'll sell it at the farmer's market on the weekends. What a fantastic, entry into business. Let's get it done, right? What a hustler. And throughout the course of his career so far in this, he's gone full-time into the coffee thing. He is, I guess, he's selling to restaurants and coffee shops and things like that all over West Texas. And he just keeps getting clients and keeps getting accounts, and it's fantastic. But it all came because he wanted to roast his own damn coffee. Same with Sinful Sweets. She started making cookies. She was a teacher. Cynthia was a teacher. She started making cookies. If you never bought a Sinful Sweets treat, you should. Get some bonbons. They're delicious. But they've got a good brand behind them. I can't take credit for either one of those brands. But I love their stories. How do you go from a K through 12 teacher to a world famous chocolatier? Go follow her story. It's amazing. So, scaling requires a solid brand. You need to be able to tell that brand story. I will say also that we have guides in the group. So if you are in the Level Up Business Mastery group, go to the guides, and in the guides, I have posted someone else's stuff under guide number 14. It's called Building a Brand, and it's a series. You can go through each and every one of those videos I will even pull this up right now and share my screen. Let's go Chrome tab, Facebook. Where's my Facebook? There we go. Building a brand right here in the guides. You're going to go over here. You're going to go to guides and you're going to go to building a brand. A little down here a little bit. Boom. And there's all of these episodes. And this is done by Future on the interwebs. And you can find them on YouTube. I didn't do it. I can't take credit for it. But it's such a great resource for branding that it's a no-brainer that you should go watch that instead of listening to anything I've got to say on brand. It's just such an in-depth look at how you go from zero to hero, telling that story, making sure that they're going to be able to tell that story when they put their item in retail. It's a beer company, and they want to do canned beer. They've just been doing a bar basically of craft brew, and they can, give you a growler or something to take home, I think, but they haven't been in retail yet. So they're building the packaging, they're building the labels, they're building the brand around how to tell that story, how to give the user, the drinker of the beer, that warm and fuzzy, right? So we want to make sure that you get a solid brand, and you make sure that you are you're able to do that. Now we've got a couple minutes left. I'm going to let you go. Ask any questions. If you got some comments, again, if you're on Facebook, make sure you go to streamyard.com/Facebook. And I believe there's probably a blurb in our thing, but go in there, register, and so that you can have your profile picture pop up on the screen. If you're on Twitch watching, fantastic. If you are on Facebook watching, fantastic. Go to thegrowthconsultant.com/strategy-session to sign up for your free strategy session. Free, absolutely free, no commitment, nothing. Get in there, get some strategy, and we are here to just help you. We want to help you with your business, and we want to make sure that your business thrives. So that we are offering this 8-week business growth intensive. This 8-week business growth intensive is absolutely fantastic. It's going to be one-on-one personalized service. You're actually going to get an hour with me and an hour with Robert separately each week. That's 2 hours directly with a consultant, with a specific advisor that's going to help with sales and with operations. And we can both help with leadership. We can both help with a lot of things, but we're going to make sure that we communicate about your goals and make sure that we're on track. We're going to set some plans and some goals, and we're going to execute on that during an 8-week period. And then you've got that 12-month membership to follow that up. So you've got lots of online learning. You've got lots of stuff. So this doesn't end after 8 weeks. You've got a lot of resources, and we're going to continue to add resources into the Level Up Inner Circle for you. So you've got 12 months access to the Level Up Inner Circle. So what are some benefits? We've got a couple minutes left. What are some benefits of scaling? One of the big benefits of scaling is it makes your business a little bit more robust and able to handle a storm, right? You're going to be able to bring in a second set of profit, right? You're going to replicate, you're going to scale your business at such a rate, you're going to be able to bring in that second set of revenue, which should pair with a second set of profit. If you plan it right, strategize right. You want to make sure, why does anybody franchise out or branch out or do any of that by putting new business units out into the world? It's because each one of those business units caters to a specific market. I know there's a car wash company, fantastic car wash company in my hometown of Lubbock, Texas, called Racer Car Wash, and they expanded like crazy, and they do a really good job of getting the car clean. They had another company expanding like crazy, And I don't know if they are still around even. I don't know. It's been a couple years since I've been back. They never got my car cleaned, so I just stopped going there. I signed up for a membership with Racer Car Wash, and I could just go through once a day and keep my car clean. And it was really important for me to keep my car clean because I had an older car, and I was selling high-end business services. So I couldn't come in my older, my 2000, what was it, 2003 Tahoe? It was like a 2003 Tahoe. And I mean, it was super clean. And, but you can't just show up to somebody's office and say, hey, yeah, I'm a business consultant. Hey, I'm going to charge you lots of money. And it doesn't look like I get any money whatsoever because of my $5,000 vehicle here. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's dirty. I don't even keep it clean. I don't even take care of my things. Not a good look. So it's worth it for $20 a month for me to go through the car wash anytime I want. Get a car wash. Plus, West Texas had a lot of dirt. Now I'm in Austin and don't have that problem as much. But it's a good idea to go through and do that for me. Well, that car company or that car wash company expanded really fast and got a bunch of locations set up all over the place. And each one of those locations just made it so convenient to drive through. If you have a membership and you're on the other side of town, you don't want to go back to your side of town just to get a car wash when you can just go through right there. Fantastic idea. So each one of those business units allowed them to collect a profit and make sure that people were signing up at the kiosk. They were able to replicate and scale the ability that they had. So having an electronic kiosk took the salesperson out of the equation. So people could just easily swipe their card, get signed up. I do believe they had salespeople for the membership program. I think that was something. But to scale up whatever you're doing, for us, we're going to scale up using employees. We're going to outsource some. We're going to automate a lot of things. We've already automated a lot of things. StreamYard's a great program, but we're scaling. We're going to scale at a higher rate than I could do with one-on-one consulting by providing this online learning platform. It's a scaling move for Corey Myers. It's one of the things that I wanted to do this year is start this so that I can scale. And scaling for me means I get to help more people, which is ultimately very satisfying for me. That's what I want to do. Guys, I've been Corey Myers. It's been great talking scalability with you. This is Level Up Business Mastery. Join the Facebook group if you're not already in the Facebook group. If you've got a business, if you're a business owner. And, just pay attention. We've got 9 days left of this one-time offer. See ya.